one of the all-time greats in the NBA, and now an assistant coach with the Warriors. Our Warriors profile this time around is on Sidney Moncrief. Sidney Moncrief was first-team All-NBA, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, and a five-time All-Star. A stellar career with the Milwaukee Bucks under Don Nelson for 8 of those years, but he got his first national recognition in the college ranks at Arkansas.
Well, I don't know that I've sat down with a guy who's been on the cover of Sports Illustrated in 2 different versions, both with Arkansas and then as a professional. You know, take me back to Arkansas for a second. Did that change things with the Mighty Hogs and getting that kind of pub?
It really did. At that time, we were not sure how good we were. Most people had not heard of Arkansas, and I heard as I would be at the game, I was totally shocked though when I was on the cover. And the sad part was I didn't jump as high as it appeared that I was jumping because I had a bad knee.
You know, I think of Michael Jordan was quoted as saying, playing against Sidney Moncrief, he's going to hound you everywhere all around the court. And that offense and defense, there's not a lot of real complete players even today. What was it about your defense in addition to being an offensive player?
Well, I pride myself in being not only a good offensive and defensive player, but consistent. To me, the mark of a great pro is not scoring 20 points one night and scoring 2 points the next night. Your guy's scoring 40 points. It's really being consistent night in, night out. And I think when I was at Arkansas, we practiced 4 hours per day, and 3 hours we practiced defense. When I got to Milwaukee, Nelly taught me how to play defense a different way, more aggressive form of defense. In addition to, I was a 2-guard, and he also gave me a lot of good opportunities offensively. So every night I was able to not only score offensively, but also I had to guard the best the best offensive player on the other team. So you can imagine that wears you out after 82 ball games.
Well, you're one of the few people that can do the Don Nelson then and now. You played for him. Lines of communication open when you were coaching in the D-League, and now you're on his staff. Tell me about Nelly then versus Nelly now.
Well, I think back then we had different type players because it was a different NBA. He's still intense, but he's probably a little more intense back then than he is now. We had a veteran ball club, so he was able to put his system in play and just watch us play. His biggest attribute then and now is the fact that he has a very good gut instinct as to the ability of a player and also what's happening on the basketball court at a particular time. And that's really what makes a great coach. It's really your instincts, and he's had those instincts from even back when I played at Milwaukee.
There's hot and then there's really hot. 60% field goal shooting for a guard in a month in the NBA. It's only been done 10 times, and I'm thinking on my 10 fingers here, one of those fingers would have Sidney Moncrief, and one of those fingers would have Monte Ellis. You were able to do it as a player, and then you coached Monte while he did it. What's it like to watch someone shoot 60% as a guard for a month?
Well, he did it different than I did. Monte did it with probably more difficult. I did it with probably more variety shots because I had the dunks. I was a post-up player. I went outside, went inside, floaters. Monte does it really with so much athleticism and skill. So he's fun to watch because every time he gets to basketball, he has the ability to make a play. He doesn't take bad shots. And that's really the key. If you would watch any great player that's consistently great, that has a good shooting percentage, they don't take bad shots. And Monte, he fits in that category.
The Warriors had a significant improvement in free throw percentage under Sidney Moncrief, and we asked him about his coaching philosophy and things he feels important to coaching today's players.
But accountability and putting things in place, I'm really big on that. I'm really big on keeping progress in front of players and staying in constant communication as to how they can continue to improve. A lot of positive reinforcement, a lot of encouragement, but accountability is really the big word. Players want to be better. They don't want to be a 60% foul shooter or a 70% foul shooter, but they need someone there standing on top of them and holding them accountable. And what I want them to do is to be able to become a better free throw shooter when I'm gone. To me, that's the key. If you're a good teacher, they're going to remember what they're taught for a long period of time.